Hello, and welcome to another episode of Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Please like, subscribe, and share. All right. And Matthew 18, verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depths of the sea. Hey there, Jackie. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. How are you? In Matthew 18, verse 10, take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones. For I say unto you that excuse me, I'm sorry, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. You got to know that we need to learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow. Amen. Good to see you as well. Thanks for coming. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. You're doing good. You're welcome. I know it's been one heck of an ordeal, everything that's going on. But when I told him that I was Darlene J. Clark, advocate for child abuse awareness, against child abuse, against other abuses, and that's when they turned around and left me alone. But they lied about a 911 call. And then they figured out who I was. And when I told them that I was that, then they turned their back because there's been other times when they got calls about the way their behavior, and they got reprimanded about it. So it's like, okay, we know her by that name. We're out of here. We don't need to bother her. Thanks to my listeners who cares and actually stands up and tries to help. Thank y'all. Officer Kenneth Haga from Huntsville, Alabama, and Anita Marshall from Texas charged with sex crimes to a minor. Yeah, we know they lied. That's for sure. And I was going to take them. I looked at my phone after they started walking away, and I was yelling for them. They had backed around. There was two different police cars. They backed up and everything, and I was yelling for them to stop where I could show on my phone that no, I did not call them. You know, but they would not stop. I was showing my phone too, like, look, and they hurried up, got the heck out of Dodge. So it's kind of weird how that went down, you know. With that, we got some interesting stuff going on today, everybody. First, I'll start off with Officer Haga. Yeah, they're going to be driving by, but now it's the city police because the city are during the week, and the sheriff's department is during the weekend. Okay, so I'm going to start off this. This was 2006. So know that he is probably home now from jail. Alabama officer faces charges in Texas child porn case. A Huntsville police officer faces more charges in a child pornography investigation linking him to a Texas teen. Police said 15-year-old Huntsville police veteran Kenneth Haga was booked into the Madison County Jail on Wednesday for the second time this week when he surrendered on a fugitive from justice warrants. The sheriff's office in Titus County, Texas, issued 2 warrants for Haga's arrest for allegedly promoting child pornography and sexual performance by a child. Huntsville police arrested Haga on Tuesday and charged him with possessing child pornography after searching his home. The department placed the 41-year-old Haga on administrative leave with pay, but now he's not supposed to be with pay. Deputy Police Chief Mark Hudson said the case involves a 14-year-old girl in Titus County. Hudson said officers have no information showing that she was ever in Alabama. Miguel Larson, the chief deputy in Titus County, told the Huntsville Times on Friday that Haga and the teenager involved in the case had met in person in Mount Pleasant, Texas. Mount Pleasant, the Titus County seat, is located in northeast Texas. A former girlfriend of Haga's lives in Mount Pleasant, Larson said. The woman is also a friend of the girl's family, and she introduced Haga and the girl, Larson said. The ex-girlfriend, now 21, was questioned by the Titus County investigators. The Titus County Sheriff's Department plans to ask a local prosecutor to issue arrest warrants for the ex-girlfriend, whom Larson declined to identify, on charges similar to those filed against Haga, which they did, and I'll go over that in a minute. Okay, and here's where the feds ended up getting involved. You might want to put trigger warning because it might be trigger warning to some of the stuff I got to say about this. Feds expected to get involved in the Haga case. Here's the culprit right here, Kenneth Haga. There's another picture of him. WAFF 48 News has learned Kenneth Haga was to be extradited to Titus County, Texas. This was back in 2006. But that extradition has been postponed. Haga signed a waiver of extradition on March 6th. Lieutenant Sartain with the Titus County Sheriff's Department says they postponed the extradition because federal charges are expected against Haga. Sartain says an affidavit is expected to be filed by the U.S. Attorney's Office and the U.S. Postal Inspector in Alabama. Here, I made it bigger, so I should be able to see it better. I'm sorry. Kenneth Haga is a 15-year-old police veteran charged with promotion of child porn and sexual performance by a child in Titus County, Texas. Like I said, there's some dirty police out there, people. He would not be one you would go to complain about being raped, being molested by somebody in the family. He is not one you would entrust. In Huntsville, he's charged with possession of child pornography. WAFF first told you about the potential for federal charges 2 weeks ago. A spokesman for the U.S. Postal Inspection Service confirms their investigators are looking at federal charges against Haga. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Birmingham, Alabama, says Haga's case is a state case only today, but in the future it may go federal. That office can't comment on investigations unless an indictment is filed. You'll recall Haga is accused of mailing sexually explicit material from his Huntsville home to a 14-year-old girl in Titus County and arrested for sex crimes that cross state lines, which explains the federal interest. We tried to call Haga's defense attorney and the prosecutor in the case, but both are out of the office until Friday. Okay. So he actually had written. I had seen on another site that he had written text messages to the girl, sickening, saying how good she feels when he does these sexual things to her. That he can't wait to do that to her again. When the parents found the text messages, and so that's why this police officer got busted. Thank you so much, parents, for doing that and sticking up to the plate. So since then, yes, he had been in jail, right? So here is now, he had to serve 15 years in federal, okay? So in 2007 is when they did that, and now it's been 15 years. So he's out of jail now, people. He's out of jail. This sorry piece of crap right here, Kenneth Dwayne Haga, is out of jail. But before I came to this link, I had to make an agreement that nobody is going to try to do anything and harass this person. But I will get the information out because if y'all have a kid that's around this area, y'all have a right to know that this sorry piece of crap is a pedophile, child rapist, trafficker, all kind of stuff. So the physical description is 59-year-old which is supposed to be up to date. We know he's white, gray hair, 6 feet tall, 250 pounds. That's where his address, and you can actually go to this right here. It's icrimewatch.net, and you can go in there and look for offenders in the different areas. And that's what I did, and I found them here. The offenses is possession of child pornography, sexual motivation. Thank you, I try. So the conviction state is federal. And that's all. You know, a lot of people are basically, a lot of his stuff is covered up. He don't deserve to have his stuff covered up just because he was a police. So since we're saying Kenneth Haga, put in mind too that he's going by his middle name, Dwayne Haga, as well. This guy had a girlfriend in Alabama. He chose to start seeing this 19, 20-year-old in Texas. He was cheating on his girlfriend in Alabama, probably for the purpose of messing with the girl, messing with that little girl. Sick, sadistic. Now here's the woman. Hello there, good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. So here's that girl, the supposed girlfriend, right? Who the family trusted her to be around the daughter. She's the lady that got that little girl and introduced, and even was part of the sexual stuff too. Woman arrested in Haga child porn case. Anita Gail Marshall. And that's in 2006. It was first published April 3rd, and then is updated April 25th. So, Texas authorities announced that they've arrested a woman in connection with child exploitation case. This is the same investigation surrounding former Huntsville police officer Kenneth Haga. So they said former. The woman arrested is 22-year-old Anita Gail Marshall. She lives in Texas, which, since this is 2006, she's a lot older now. Investigators in Texas say Huntsville authorities found pictures of Marshall on Haga's computer. Wow. Those pictures allegedly show Marshall and Haga both engaging in sexual contact with the 14-year-old girl. They both were. He had pictures of both of them exploiting this 14-year-old girl. Marshall is charged with indecency with a child, promotion of child pornography, and sexual performance by a child. Kenneth Haga remains in federal custody on an interstate child exploitation charge, which he's now out of jail for because 15 years is all he got. And this was back in 2007 when he got prosecuted. Haga was arrested back in February after a 14-year-old girl's family told officers that Haga mailed sexually explicit materials to the teen. Bail for Anita Gail Marshall had not been set. So now let me show you her little. Here she is, Anita Gail Marshall. Her risk level is moderate. Ending registration date lifetime. Verification requirement annually. Of course, she's female, non-Hispanic, 5'5", 130 pounds. So Anita Gail Marshall is also known as Anita Gail Rainey, Anita Atu, Anita Marshall, Anita Rainey. Okay, so she was actually born in 1984. So in March, she's gonna be 40 years old. Notice this, that DPS cannot guarantee the records you obtain through this site relate to the person about whom you are seeking information. Searches based on names, dates of birth, and other alphanumeric identifiers are not always accurate. The only way to positively link someone to a criminal record is through fingerprint verification. The registry contains information as reported by the law enforcement agency that served as the offender's last Texas registration authority. Registrants who leave the state will have their last reported state, country, or intended residence reflected in the address portion of their record. Registration information will remain on the website until the duty to register has expired or other relief allowed a statute is granted. Okay, so she last verified May 9th, 2023. Okay, then here's her offenses, y'all. Indecency with a child by exposure. Okay, she got, for that, just for the indecency with a child by exposure, the pictures, the photograph stuff, she got 10 years probation, community supervision. That is a slap on the wrist. That is a slap on the freaking wrist. What's wrong with this, people? See the judgment, just 10 years probation, community supervision? That's all? Wow. And she was doing the sex acts with the kid. Is she not? Where's the charge against her raping a child? Where's that charge at? I didn't see that on his either. Promotion of child pornography. The victim age, she said the little girl was 13 years old. See when it happened? And look at her judgment here, too. 10 years probation, community supervision. For doing the child porno, for promoting it. So here are other pictures that was associated. There's other pictures associated with her case there. What gets me is how long did she know Officer? Did she know him at the time when she was a minor herself? And he exploited her from since she was a minor? Y'all know what I'm saying here? Because look at these pictures. They look pretty young, right? Yes, we do. This is horrible that all she got was 10 years probation and community supervision. Yet she went like that and she did the pictures and it showed in the videos that Haga had of her doing sexual things to that little girl as well. Isn't that horrible, y'all? Yeah, but she's the one that even introduced them too. She's the one that did it. And he was a police officer, people. Police aren't supposed to serve and protect. As I said right here, Haga was arrested back in February after 14-year-old girl's family told officers that Haga mailed sexually explicit materials to the teen. But anyway, she was involved with the meeting of him. She was the little girl's parents are a family friend to her. She's a friend to that family, and she exploited the daughter. Where are the charges for the actual rape of the little girl? Where's those? Y'all just got those pictures allegedly show Marshall and Haga both engaging in sexual contact with a 14-year-old girl. See there, y'all? The pictures show it, right? But how come they got just charged like indecency with child promotion, child pornography, sexual performance by a child? So he actually was in federal prison on an interstate child exploitation charge. How crazy is this, y'all? We need stiffer penalties for these people. Yeah, they got registry, sex offenders, registered lists and stuff, but that's still not good enough. They're out in the public. All they do is hide what they're doing. You know, there's got to be other people that they're doing this with as well. Oh, man. Wow. You know, they got the videos and the proof behind it. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I hope that girl today is doing well. No, they don't. One time I met a police officer in Huntsville from a dating site, and he actually said, well, we cannot meet and see each other. And I don't know what the officer's name was, and I can't help but wonder if it was him now, because what he had actually told me was, we cannot meet anymore since you told on your ex husband about abuse. I'd be afraid that I'll get in trouble for something I'm doing. He actually told me that. Excuse me. So it makes me wonder if it was. You know what I'm saying? I used to live in Alabama and was living in Madison County. Yeah, exactly. Oh, crazy, man. It's really not good at all. Y'all, please share this about him because the people needs to see his pictures and all of who he is today, and also of her, since they're both registered sex offenders. He lives in Madison, Alabama. That is a busy, populated town, so he's probably around a lot of um, with there's such divisions with a lot of kids going by. That's what the brunt of the houses in Madison is, but that don't mean he lives at one of them. He might live, in just one of these other ones where it's not all these kids going by on the sidewalk. But we don't know that, do we? It'd be nice to go back to that thing and find out exactly how the street is, the surrounding area. I'm not familiar with that little area where that street where it said he lived on. Y'all, please be hyper vigilant. Get the story out because people's going to think that hey, maybe this guy got charged wrongly. Oh, he was an ex police officer. He could say that I'm an ex-police officer. You can trust me, but not give out his last name. You know what I'm saying, y'all? He could actually say, I'm an ex-police officer. You can trust me. Scary, isn't it, y'all? Because we know a lot of times we teach our kids to go to a cop. That's one you do not want to go to. And we don't see these other cases where, like that attorney that went through that case, he didn't get jail time for him doing that to all them people, to all the women and stuff that he had done. Yeah, he had to pay a fine to him, for the stuff, the behavior, but still, he needed jail time as well. Why do they keep slapping these people's hands on the wrist? Why are they doing all this? Law is supposed to be changed now. It's supposed to really be to serve and protect us. But why are you serving and protecting the perpetrators? That's a good question. Why are y'all protecting the perpetrators? Well, I got another live at in about 30 minutes, and I'll be discussing. Well, they did a sting operation in Limestone County, Alabama, and they nabbed 9 of the men. And it's kind of funny because that's where I came from too. And they said the people are shocked. People are shocked that this is going on in their neighborhood. It's like, I've been trying to tell y'all. I was down there and everything, but y'all just want to sweep it under the rug. And now you're actually getting people arresting them in a sting operation. Now people are shocked. Tried to warn y'all years ago, but y'all didn't want to listen. Y'all did not want to listen to me. Now look, whatever. Y'all got all these people that's messing with these kids. And it can be your next door neighbor. It can be your grandpa. It can be your uncle. You never know which person that is doing these actions. Yeah, I put up, I got it already up there, so it should be. You hit the bell icon, and the bell icon's supposed to, if you go up underneath that and you hit the bell icon under my name, it should alert you right away to when I'm doing a live. That's how you go to do that. So I'm going to be trying to do more of these. And y'all please pray for me because with the stupid cops, coming by after I reported that certain crime yesterday, day before yesterday, and about the abuse thing that was going on. And they show up yesterday, said I gave them a 911 call and I didn't. But when I introduced myself as my author name and that I'm a advocate against child abuse and advocate against all kind of abuse, they turned around and they left. Awesome, awesome. So then you should be notified. You rung that bell, didn't you, bucket list? So I appreciate and love y'all. Thank you and God bless y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and end this one, and we could talk on WhatsApp if y'all like. All right, God bless.